there's no better place to be than home on the Hush. So we're going to take it from the beginning to now. All right? Join us.
Mikey D.
Yeah, we outside. 22005. Right here. I was born here.
Right.
The story that I heard, they were sitting at the dining room table on Thanksgiving, and my mom thought she had indigestion. Guess who was coming? That was me, born on Thanksgiving. I had Bismarck upstairs, Mr. Freeze from the Jazzy Five, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Biz and Freeze.
Yeah,
they were upstairs in my room, MC Lotto, my godson Tyreek. We all was just freestyling upstairs in that room. So Bismarck used to come through. LL Bismarck, you know, Buff. All right, LL Cool J, you're gonna hate me for this one. So there's a school right around the corner called Christopher Robbins. My man LL Cool J used to go to school there. But sometimes Cool J was bad. He used to cut class. And it ain't snitching unless the police are involved. And it ain't no cops involved. So he was cutting class. And he used to come right here and wait for me to get up. Because I was no better. I was bad. I dropped out of school. But Nana, you know, as long as I was in the house doing something constructive, I was good. So LL used to come here, knock on the door, and if I was asleep, Nana would give him a egg sandwich, and he'd be sitting right here with the egg sandwich.
Wow.
So where are we now?
Oh, right now we in the heart of it. You heard? We in South Jamaica, Queens. This is Baisley Pond Park, aka Baisley Park. You know, so yeah, a lot of jams in that park back there. Word up.
A lot of memories.
A lot of memories. Facts. I got one story, but I don't want to put Geechee on blast.
Oh, man. One person's name I did want to bring up, which is Granddaddy IU, because I remember he introduced me to you. And, you know, I've known rest his soul. I knew him for years, and I was like, Granddaddy IU, I'm trying to do this thing in Hush and Queens. And he was like, Dad, who got it? My man Mikey D.
Yeah.
You know, and he was so passionate about you, your contributions to the culture, your presence in Queens.
Where I was introduced to hip hop was right here on these steps.
The neighbor's house?
Yes. I had a friend, his name is Derek Parks. Derek Parks lived in Harlem. His grandmother lived right here downstairs. So he used to visit here every summer. I come out of my house, Nana is home, Grandpops is at work, you know what I mean? I come out the crib, I get up with my first best friend. I got another one that says I'm his first best friend, Mark the 40 Killer from down the block, but he's younger than us. But Dave Moore, right? That was the Moore's house, right? So we came out, got with him, came over here. My man Boo used to live in that house, the yellow house. We all used to come here to Derek's house and sit right out on these steps and just kick it. You know, little young kids, we like 12, 13, just sitting on the steps chilling. So this particular year in 79, D-Money, Derek, he came outside with his brother's big ass boom box. We sat right on these steps and he popped that tape in and he told us what was going on uptown and in the Bronx. It was hip hop. So he played the tape right here. I think, I don't remember if Kumo D was on there battling Busy B. I know that's where I got my battle stuff from.
Shout out to Busy B, shout out to Kumo D.
I know for a fact Grandmaster Kaz from the Cold Crush was on that tape. I remember Kaz saying that rhyme about Yvette. Now, mind you, this is the introduction to hip-hop for us. Derek's brother was older than him, Mike Action. Is what we used to call him. Right. So Mike Action was at Harlem World. Mike Action was able to go to these spots. We were too young. He bought that tape out here, and when I heard Kaz spit Yvette, it was a long time ago, and I'ma never forget. Got caught in the bed with a girl named Yvette. I was scared like hell, but I got away. That's why I'm here talking to y'all today. When I heard that, it was off to the races. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Right.
What? He's just talking, but it rhymes, and that's what I wanted to do from that point on. So that whole day, we sat here, kept rewinding the tape, listening to the tape. Dave Moore went back home. Boo went back home. I went back home.
So that was the start of Mikey D.
Facts. When I went home, I went upstairs to that room.
That second room, yep.
I got me a pen and I got me a piece of paper.
And that's when it started.
And I wrote my first rhyme.
Oh.
Do you remember that rhyme?
You don't want to put anyone on blast.
No, I gotta tell.
Okay.
I gotta tell.
I was hoping you say this.
Geechee Dan, I love you, bro. But you know, every time we in Baisley Park, I tell that story and we laugh our behinds off. There was one time, right? We was doing a jam in Baisley Pond Park, right behind us, right over here. My man Troy, he had a baby face. I used to say he's like baby face Finster, because Troy was up there in age, but he looked so young. Now, a lot of people might not know who Troy is. I'm gonna tell y'all who Troy is. Y'all heard of this guy. This is the guy that supposedly that the beef started with 50 and Ja Rule over. Troy is the one that snatched Ja Rule's chain or something like that back then. The story is out there, so there's no snitching and no police are involved. There's no snitching. We in the park, me and Geechee. Troy is with a couple of girls, right? Troy had a cast on his arm. I don't know if he fell off the moped he used to ride and all of that, but Geechee tried to talk to one of the girls that was with Troy, right? And Troy was like, yo, man, back up off my girl or something like that, right? And Geechee was like, little boy, you must not know who I am. You better get out of my face before I break your other arm. And I'm like, oh, that's Troy, right? The next thing you know, Troy disappeared and he came back, and it must have been about 50 Baisley Park cats. And he pointed at Geechee, and they chased Geechee from this park all the way through the damn park, man. I was scared to death for Geechee because they ran right past me, so I was safe. But I was scared to death for Geechee, like, is he gonna make it home? It was like, warriors, come on, you going through, because Geechee lives all the way over in Hollis.
My goodness.
So and we wasn't driving, we walked here and all of that.
That's funny.
And then,
It's funny and it's not. It's funny because I guess he.
But Geechee got away. He got away. He got home.
Do you remember that rhyme? Or?
I don't remember the whole rhyme. Her mother threw a biscuit that knocked me out. Something. I had no doubt, but then her mother threw a biscuit that knocked me out. Basically, what the rhyme was about was a girl named Kim, because I emulated what I heard Kaz do about Yvette, and I made up some fantasy shit about a girl named Kim, and that was my first rhyme, Kim. Now, mind you, my first person to hear the rhyme was Nana, my Nana, because she was like, what was you doing up there all night? I heard you banging, and what was you doing? I was like, I was writing a rap. She was like, what is that? I was like, Derek played the tape and I was writing around, listen to this, Nana. I didn't curse then, you know what I'm saying? But it was real comical, so I said the rhyme to Nana, and Nana was my first cosign, because she told me that it was good.
Nice.
She said it was good. So the next day, came outside, got all the boys is around again, same crew, spit the rhyme, and that's what set it off. Thank you, D Money.
You know, we're going to bring up 50 right now since you brought him up.
50.
In relation to Ja Rule. But 50's doing a lot of things.
A whole lot of things.
In the film
big
industry
things.
and the television production. And I know a lot of his storyline comes from Queens. He's from Queens. But when you watch it, whether it's filmed here or filmed somewhere else, but they reenacting some of that time, the 80s and the 90s, like, how do you feel? Like, when you, if you watch it?
Let me tell you, I love it. I love raising Kanan.
Okay.
Raising Kanan, 50 did an amazing job, because I was there. Like, I might not have been hustling and all of that, but I was rapping around the hustlers.
Right, so you were there. Exactly.
I was outside.
That was simultaneously when that was happening.
The places, Baisley Projects, 40 Projects. I'm very, very familiar with it. And just the way he did the show and the places that he films it, I can co-sign and say he did that. You know what I mean? Because he did it exactly like It was back then.
Right.
I'm talking about from the peace God, all that. How you see today's mathematics God, and when they was talking in knowledge, freedom, wisdom, understanding, all of
Today's
that. I was
mathematics,
like,
yeah.
yo!
The 5%.
Oh my God.
Also, in addition to that, what I would say is I'm not from Queens, so I didn't grow up, but it was happening everywhere, just like rap and everything, and park jazz. But what I will say is, if he did not have a consultant that was helping feed him this information, then whoever it was, if they didn't live it, they definitely hit it. Boom.
Well, see,
so
50,
I don't know if he had a consultant
50,
to really help them.
But 50 lived it. 50 was outside, very young.
Okay.
50 was on God Brew.
Okay.
He was already hustling. He was doing his own thing.
Which is what his story that he said.
Yeah. So 50 was out here in these streets when stuff was going on.
Oh, right.
Like,
so he didn't have to make it up.
He didn't have to make it up
because
he knew he knew certain
the
players. He knew the areas. You know what I mean? He did it. He did it right. He did it right.
And I guess that's why he's so successful, because just like we were talking about earlier, when you speaking the truth or you writing about the truth, of course you have to embellish it somewhere because it's for television. So you have to make it like friendly to a wider audience, not just the people who could connect with it. So he's doing a wonderful job.
Yo, he did it so good that it's like, wow. If you never knew about Queens in the 80s or this South Side in the 80s, just watch Raising Kanan, because he reenacted it exactly how it was.
Yeah, even with the gear, sometimes
the clothes, the cars,
okay,
the lingo, all of that. I was like, wow, this is crazy. That's why I love it so much, because I can relate. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, he really did it, man.
Yeah, that's good. Big up to
Big
for
up,
all of that.
Curtis Fitty. Thank you, D Money. Mike Action was older. He was a DJ, and Boo had an older brother. Has an older brother named Oliver. They called him Ollie T. And they had equipment right downstairs in that yellow house. They had the equipment right downstairs in the yellow house. The two DJs was Terrible Two. So once me, Boo, and Derek, we got together and formed our crew called the Grandmaster 3. So the Grandmaster 3, like Grandmaster Kaz, Grandmaster 3. That was the name of the first crew. We started writing rhymes and all of that. What's up, bro? Chilling. You all ready? Oh, yeah. Nah, no doubt. So we started doing the rhymes and all of that. So we got down with Ali T and Mike Action, and it was called Terrible 2 and Crew or whatever. So we started doing our thing. So then after that, like I said, Dave Moore wound up getting equipment, and we used to make our first cassette tapes in Dave Moore's sun porch as the Grandmaster 3. Wow. We was doing our thing. And then that's when Johnny Quest from down the street, he got down with us and started sharpening up his DJ skills, and it was off to the races. But David Moore, we used to call him the Moore. So that's where we made our first cassette, in that house right there. 22002, that's where David Moore used. And after that, that was it. We was off to the races, and that's where it all started, man. Yo, we used to play in the backyard, though. The backyard, we had a swing set back there and everything. Yeah. It used to be full of grass. Then my grandfather put all cement back there. We used to have barbecues, family barbecues, and the neighbors. Mr. Walker used to live right here. Miss Fanny used to live over there. I think the only original people from the block are still right here. So I come back every now and then just to see my people that are still here. I'm working on the Pop and Kim album, so now I'm going to spend some more time where my roots are, because I can't get that feeling from upstate where I'm at. It's beautiful where I live, but it doesn't have this energy.
Yeah, you need to
where I
connect
come
to
from.
Right.
So I can sit here and write rhymes right here and just remember everything that went on, and I can get back into that vibe. So I come back every chance I get. Like even today, I'm going right around the corner, Guy Brew and Linden, to make sure these young adults are registering to vote. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming back to the community that raised me to give back to them, or at least some encouragement.
Right.
I don't care what party they are with, Democrat, Republic, Independent, as long as they are registered, because they need to do that. You know what I mean?
They definitely need to do it.
So I come back every chance I get. My cousins from down south, they gave me a parakeet right, to bring back. So one time, well, the parakeet, we used to keep it right in the sun porch right here. And you're supposed to cover the parakeet at nighttime so it would, you know what I mean, wouldn't make so much noise. It'd go to sleep. But it used to get real cold up in this sun porch. Man, I left the blanket off of the cage or whatever, but one day I came downstairs and the bird was on the bottom of the cage, frozen. So my grandfather gave me this box that he had. I don't know if it was one of his old watch boxes or whatever it was, but he made a coffin out of it, and we put the bird in it, right? And we buried it right there.
Oh.
So the bird might still be there. The bird might still be there.
Story, man.
We used to play this game called Roundup. All of the kids on the block, we used to run in all of the yards and hide. It's almost like playing tag or hide and go seek. Yeah, but when the one person that got to find everybody else, once you tag somebody and you find them, that person is on your side until you get to the last person. The last person is the winner. Right. That's Roundup. Farmers Day this year was the IU street naming.
Oh, okay.
So when I went to Hempstead real quick, we went to Farmers Day first. We dropped Geechee Dan off because he was doing something over there, and we went to Hempstead. While we were going to Hempstead, LL was on his way to Farmers Day. So we just missed each other. And by the time I came back, he already spun out. So, you know, I like damn. But it was a great thing. I got to see my man Bimmy was out there. Waka Flocka came through because Waka Flocka is originally from there.
Right.
You know, so that's another dope spot. I used to walk up and down Farmers with my man Felio. And LL, we used to walk up and down Farmers, rhyming and all of that stuff. So it's Queens all day. You know? Before hip hop, me and Derek, his room used to be in the back on the first floor. My room was right there, right?
Top floor?
The top floor, that was my room right there. So what we did was we hooked up those cups, those Dixie cups with the thread. I threw it out the window.
Oh,
and then he went over here, he grabbed his side, and it worked. We had communication.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's when we were super young. The Fat Boys, they're from Brooklyn, but they bought homes out here. Buffy was like right around the corner. You know what I mean? So one time he came here to visit me, and all of the kids on the block was outside. You know what I mean? And the ice cream truck used to come through. Mr. Softy. Yeah. Buffy bought all of the kids on the block, ice cream. I come outside, I was the celeb because Buffy came through when he gonna buy them some more ice cream and all that. But another memorable moment, I'm upstairs in that room, that room that I showed y'all.
Yeah.
And I had just bought some equipment, you know, trying to get my little studio thing on. Bismarck came through.
Bismarck.
And he blessed me with some beats, and we did a little freestyle session upstairs in the room. Here's another story.
Another story, yeah.
Sitting in the living room, I was at Crush Groove with my human beatbox at the time, Lionel. And we were supposed to be in a certain scene as extras or whatever, but we were so busy outside, you know, battling and rapping and all of that.
Right. Cypher.
We missed our calling. And anyway, my man Dr. Shock said that he knew a manager that was looking for artists, this, that, and the other. So he introduced me to Arthur Armstrong. Arthur Armstrong actually owned the Ecstasy Garage in the Bronx. You know, Arthur Armstrong was from the Bronx. But anyway, he wanted to sign a group, so he wanted to come out here and meet me, this, that, and the other. So we let him come through. And I was going with this girl at the time. She rapped as well. And she was with a group called the Symbolic Three, right? And now I didn't tell the girls what was going on with this manager, this, that, and the other. But anyway, I'm in here having a meeting with Arthur Armstrong, and here come the damn girls. They came in and bum rushed the damn house talking about, how you gonna get this contract by yourself? Because, you know, they thought it was Mikey D and the Symbolic Three or whatever. And if y'all don't remember the Symbolic Three, y'all could go on YouTube and pull up Symbolic Three, no show. It was a Dougie Fresh disc. No, yeah. And I wrote that song, and I was like featured on it as well. But they kind of bum rushed my contract signing, you know what I mean? But That's another memorable moment up in that crib right there. Big Veg and I have a radio show on rapstation.com, which is Chuck D's network of a bunch of different shows, radio shows. Our show is called Pass the Torch Radio.
Okay.
We give up-and-coming artists, veterans that didn't go all the way into the limelight, we give everybody a chance to, shine. We passing the torch to everybody. And it doesn't necessarily just have to be hip-hop, because actually on our next show we have a wonderful woman by the name of Sheila Ingram.
Yeah, gospel singer.
Gospel singer.
Dope.
She's going to do her thing. It's a wonderful thing. But so pass the torch.
Do some of this too.
Dad, let me tell y'all about Hush Tours. If y'all are watching this and y'all haven't been on a Hush tour, you do not know what you're missing. I don't care if you're on the bus going through the Bronx or Manhattan, or if you're walking with Reggie Reg. If you haven't been on a Hush tour, you are missing out on something special. It's the only tour of its kind. Let me tell you, when I used to live in Queens, she gave me the pleasure of doing the Queens Hush tour. And we had so much fun. But before I was able to do that, I went on a Grandmaster Kaz Hush tour. And let me tell you something. It was a whole new experience, even for me, a veteran MC. You know what I mean? Yeah. But to get that knowledge and to be with a person that was there on a bus, him kicking rhymes and us stopping and looking at, if you haven't been on a Hush tour, please, I beg you, get some tickets and check out that Hush tour. Word up. I ain't gonna front. You did your thing with that.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's
Thank
a fact.
you. It's always to give the people who are responsible for building and creating hip-hop a platform to share their stories with people that come from all over the world. Because New York City is the mecca of entertainment.
That's a fact. That's it. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's all love.
So Mikey D, where are we right now?
Yo, we're at Zodiac Fish Grease in Jackie Poindexter's house. This is the home of the famous Zodiac Fish Grease. He probably upstairs asleep. We should take the camera upstairs and wake his ass up. I'm gonna see who's in there with the blender and all that. It's probably Jackie Poindexter.
Okay, we'll go ahead. Yeah. You let us know if it's okay to go.
I have a question for you. So, I grew up in the Bronx, Harlem. And, when we used to come out to Queens or Long Island or anywhere that was more considered like residential, which Queens offers that kind of neighborhood feeling, we used to feel like, wow, backyard, grass and all of this stuff. When you or anyone that traveled to other boroughs outside of Queens, particularly the Bronx, Harlem, where there were projects or tenement buildings, like how did that impact you as a child or even as a a teenager?
Well,
or did you even travel?
Yeah. As a child, I was raised by my grandmother and grandfather. So they was on that you better not go to that bad neighborhood, or you better stay out of this place. That place bad, this, that, and the other. Now, mind you, my pop's side of the family lived on the south side. This is I don't know if they call this the north side or the west side or whatever, but the south side is pretty tough, And when I used to visit them, it was I could tell the difference. I
like
felt
the
energy,
of the tracks,
like they was rougher, you know what I mean? Over there, they was tough and they was, you know what I mean?
Felt it. It was like something in the air.
So I didn't really start venturing into projects and stuff like that, because we got 40 projects, we got Baisley projects. I'm talking about within walking distance from here, because Queensbridge is way near Manhattan. Rochdale, it's not a project, it's a co-op, but they considered it project. I didn't do it when I was younger, but when I was older, probably about maybe 16, 17, I started going in there, because like I said, hip hop made me find my confidence. Okay. So I was like a beast lyrically, so I just felt comfortable wherever I went. Me rhyming, being aggressive the way that I was, I made a lot of friends like that from different places. So when I did start venturing into these places, they already knew who I was. You know what
Your
I mean? So
reputation,
I was
yeah.
almost like welcome there because we got Mike coming through the rhyme bar. All right, bet.
Yeah.
So it wasn't. I never saw the craziness until like the mid '80s. You know, once that epidemic came through.
Yeah.
You know, things was different. So a lot of people weren't welcome in certain spots, this, that, and the other. But I was always a neutral guy, but everything was still dangerous. Zodiac. Yeah. I woke him up.
You did? Is that him in the middle?
Yeah. He said he's gonna come down to me though, so we can get comfortable.
Even when you grew up in the Bronx or in Harlem, there were areas that you didn't venture
but
to
you know
on your
what?
own either.
I used to-
It's just the city life.
Right. I used to hang out in Soundview projects in the
not-
Bronx when I got a little bit older though. And I was drinking that liquid courage, you know,
Right.
old English, you know, was
And if you if you the MC that you are, and you were then, you kind of like had to in a way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was like a rite of passage.
I've gotten chased out of projects.
Yeah.
I got chased out of Left Rack City. You know what I mean? Because I was an aggressive rapper, you know. I mean, I was
Shout out to Nori.
Word up. Shout out to Nori. Shout out to Andre Harrell. Salute and
There's a lot
rest
of
in
them.
peace. Like when I went to Left Rack this one particular time, my homegirl, Sinquist from Finesse and Sinquist. Remember Soul Sister Soul? She was having a birthday party and I went to pull her. That was homegirl. A couple of the guys wanted to battle and whatever, so we go down into the garage of the building or whatever. And my dumb behind jumps up on somebody's Benz, and I start rhyming.
You was in the zone.
Oh yeah, I was definitely in the zone. I won the battle, but they chased us out of there so quick. My man, Thitto and Vincent. Yo, what up, baby?
What up, man?
All right, you good?
Hanging in.
That's what it is, man. All love, baby. Nice to see you, man. Word up. All right. So my man Thitto and Vincent used to live in that house right there. They was with us. I'm talking about these guys was on our backs, you know what I mean? But we got away. Thitto and Vincent and them jumped on because they chased us into the train station. We jumped the turnstile. They jumped onto the tracks and ran through the tunnel to the next stop. I swear to God.
Oh, wow.
To the next stop. R.I.P. Theodore. He didn't get hit by a train or nothing like that, but they ran to the next damn stop. I stopped. When all my boys jumped on the tracks
that wasn't
and
for
they
you.
ran, I stayed behind and waited for the train and prayed that these Left Rack cats wasn't gonna come jump the turnstile and come where I was at, because I was caught. The only one there. Now I get on the train and I get to the next stop. Everybody's all black and like tarred up like, yo. Oh my God. So you just brought back a memory. And the other time I got ran out of a project was Queensbridge, because I went there to battle. I was looking for my brother MC Shan. I told you this home.
I see.
This home.
Go.
So,
So give us a little bit of history, Mike.
well, who's that? Yeah, that's Zodiac with Puffy and Tupac.
Okay.
So, like, these platinum albums are a mixture of the people that sampled his mother and father's music.
Wow.
And
They went on to sell millions.
some of them are, like this one, for instance, this Trick Daddy joint is from Zodiac shot the video for him. A couple of them. So you'll see a couple of them are dedicated to Zodiac Fish Grease. And like this one, Will Smith, for instance. This is to Robert Poindexter, which is his dad. There he is right here.
Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure.
Battle, I was looking for my brother MC Shan. You know, I didn't really know him like that at the time, but I wanted to battle. I think Shantae I might have ran into her first and asked where he was at. I was with a couple of my boys, and she told us that he was at Marley Marl's crib. They showed us where Marley lived. So we went to Marley's crib, but Shan wasn't there. But the crazy thing is, Rakim and Eric B was there recording Eric B for President.
Wow.
When we went there. So when we left the studio and all of that, you know, we was tipsy again because we drank a lot of 40s on our way out of there. Somebody from Queensbridge said, yo, there's some cats out here from Jamaica, Queens, man.
Boy.
Yo, we about to get them. And not knowing that they telling us, we got the hell up out of there real quick. So, yeah, so those are some projects.
Nice. Yeah. Stuff right there.
That was it. That was doing that.